Recording. 3, 2, 1. Solid.
Nice.
Solid. We'll just start all of our podcasts with a clap sync from now on. So, hello. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to look this way. We have a different camera because the Insta360 camera gave me a headache and caused a lot of problems. I'm Timothy McDaniel.
Cole Wright.
Jonah Jobai.
And this is the movie Rubric. We're joined today. We've got Jonah's iPhone over there filming. We've got a nice fireplace up on the TV screen because I couldn't figure out how to get trap footage to loop properly. So we're going to slowly see if we can figure out how to improve our quality. But if you're an audio-only person, we promise to explain everything we're doing. So we just went and saw the movie Trap. And I got to say, I'm very happy. This is the first time a theater sound system has worked in like the last 5 or 6 movies I've seen.
Yeah.
Very thankful for it.
I thought it sounded pretty good. Yeah, it was good.
It did, and I'm just getting frustrated with AMC for constantly charging $18 a ticket and it not working. So no, we're gonna just go ahead and dive in here. Cole, I put in here to talk about the Kiss cover band. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I was like, let's talk about Kiss cover band, and then I was like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, no.
Yeah, way to go. You spent so much time working on the script over here.
Yeah, it wasn't even a script. I was
the
like,
outline, and it's like 10 seconds in, already out the window.
Someone the other day was like, you guys should like talk about yourselves more at the beginning, and I was like, I should.
They don't want to hear about us.
You know what? I hate talking about myself though.
There's not much to
like,
talk about.
I would
for
be
me, at
real.
least.
We're not that exciting.
No, absolutely not. But we did go see Trap this weekend. It's the newest movie by M. Night Shyamalan. We're going to start with a spoiler-free discussion. And before we even really get to the spoiler-free discussion, I want to know, what were your guys' thoughts before you went into the theater to see this movie?
Like, thoughts on...
What do you think was going to happen? Because it's Shyamalan. He's known for his twists. He's known for being
I'm
kind
gonna
of
be
wacky.
real. I didn't have much of an idea of what this was going to be. I only saw, like, the initial trailer that's played before, like, every movie this year, it seems like. So I really didn't have much expectations. I was just along for the ride on this one.
Yeah. I had a prediction. I was very, very wrong. But before that, Jonah, did you have any thoughts going into this?
Yeah, so I haven't seen a ton of Shyamalan movies, but this kind of seemed, just based on the trailers, it seemed like a kind of movie where like something different, there would be a twist, something crazy would happen. And then when the movie started, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but once the movie got going, I still thought for like the first half that like things were going to go a different direction. But I don't want to spoil anything.
Like,
so I might talk about it later.
When is the Shyamalan going to kick in here?
Yeah, when are things going to go completely in a different direction, So.
I was thinking even up until almost the very end, I'll say when later, that they were still going to do something. There was some plot element we're missing.
I think I know when you're talking about. There's something I also thought.
It never came.
Yeah.
So like maybe that is in and of itself a spoiler. There wasn't a big twist. My prediction going into this was super wrong, and I made this in the theater because I've only seen one trailer for this movie. We saw it when we went to go see Deadpool.
Deadpool, and they also showed it before Twisters.
I was like, oh, that looks good. My theory was that based off the trailers, he was going to be a like government whistleblower, right? And he only hunts down government people, and the government's trying to silence him because he knows too much. So before we say... I think I already said I was very, very wrong on that. So yeah, going into the movie, I did not know what to expect. This movie's hard to talk about. I'm looking. The reason I typed up a script, Cole made fun of me. The reason I typed up a script is because sometimes I just have a good feel for how the episode's gonna go. This movie's hard.
It's hard to talk about. I was thinking about like I don't know how to like really what my thoughts are.
You would have to just like break down the entire movie.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm looking here, where it's a spoiler free. And once again, like it's hard to talk about without spoiling anything, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Even the trailers don't show. I mean, I think everything from the trailer is like what the first 30 minutes,
basically,
probably.
Yeah.
If that,
yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing I'm going to say, this is the spoiler free discussion. I'll try not to spoil anything. Is it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting a twist. The twist never really came. And a lot of the movie feels like a concert. I'm trying to give people like an expectation. Like if they're going to go see this movie, should they go see this movie? I'll say this. I feel like the first 40 minutes of the movie was a concert.
Yeah.
And not in a good way.
It's like they pause the movie sometimes to play music.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
they had to pad that runtime, which, not like they had like...
Which is Lady Raven or whatever her name was?
I don't think
is she real?
I don't think she's real. I think they may have... Is she real?
Yes and no. I need to do more research. I discovered this today, full transparency, while scrolling Reddit on the toilet.
Okay.
Do you know who plays Lady Raven?
No.
It's Shyamalan's daughter.
Okay, so
And she's apparently wanting a music career.
So this
Like a music acting career.
I'm hearing M. Night nepotism. over
Yeah,
here.
Nepo baby.
I was gonna. I
Okay.
almost told Cole before he got here. So yeah. So
Who's the hero of the? Oh, sorry, spoilers.
Jonah.
You're fine. You're good. I just if I hadn't known that, I thought that the first 30 to 40 minutes of the movie felt kind of like a concert.
Yeah,
Now that I know that I think it's his daughter. I pulled up the cast list earlier.
that would make a lot of sense looking back.
Yeah,
on the movie.
You know, in hindsight now, it
Someone on Reddit said it was his daughter. It could just be a relative, but her name is Seleka Shyamalan.
so it's a pretty close relative. Same
you're
last name.
related
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'm going to her IMDb here to see if it just says like Shyamalan's daughter. Daughter of M. Night Shyamalan. There it is, trivia. So
okay,
it is
okay.
for sure his daughter. And this person on Reddit said that like she's trying to start her acting career, and she's also done music as well. So to me, it kind of felt like this movie was a really weird way
This is
to plug your daughter.
Yeah, and she wasn't. I think
She
bad.
was fine.
She was fine. Yeah.
But
nepotism.
it kind of feels like they wrote the movie.
Isn't M. Night Shyamalan's Camelo?
I do not know what is this Campbell in this movie?
M. Night Shyamalan's
Cameo.
Cameo, yeah. I guess it's not a huge spoiler. But
He
isn't
has
like
a cameo in
related?
every one of his movies.
Yeah, wasn't he like her uncle?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what M. Night Shyamalan looked like. He goes like, "Oh, the M. Night Shyamalan cameo," and I was like, "What?
That was
Like,
him.
when? Where?" Yeah. So I just feel like that's worth talking about. That's actually going to affect my score later, but I
Yeah.
feel like that's worth talking about now. Is before you go to this movie, know that like the first chunk of this just kind of feels like a weird concert for his daughter. And that's really all I can say without spoiling too much. I will say this. I wish I had not seen a trailer for this movie.
Yes, I agree. You talked about that the other day, and I agree.
This is a movie I would not have gone to see if I'd not seen the trailer, but this is one I wished I could have just experienced very fresh. So with that, I'm going to out of the way unless you guys have any other thoughts. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
I don't have any other thoughts of that.
Not spoil.
That aren't spoil-free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do one thumb down. I do not think you should take time out of your day, week, and spend your money to go see this in theaters. I started getting phlegm started
Phlegm?
getting stuck in my throat as I was saying that sentence, and I just got weaker. Yeah, I'm one thumbs down.
I would say just wait for streaming on this one, because like, yeah, Shyamalan's done some good stuff, but like this one was a very it was mid. It wasn't bad by any means.
When's the last time? Pen. Jonah, thoughts? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Should people go see this in theaters? Wait for streaming? Skip it? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
I would say also wait for streaming.
Like,
I don't think it's bad.
It wasn't terrible.
but it's not something you need to run to the theater
No,
to watch.
it wasn't
Like,
bad.
here's the thing, it's
Yeah.
a serviceable movie. It's,
Yeah.
if you like this kind of stuff, which there's a lot of things I did enjoy from this movie, but
It's.
I would have a
entertaining.
hard time trying to sell this to someone to be like, hey, go buy a movie ticket and go see this movie.
Yeah, if you're going to go to a theater, I would definitely say, right now at least, I would say if you want to entertain time at the theater, I would say get Twisters or Deadpool. I think right now. I think they're more theatery, entertaining movies right now.
Definitely Deadpool.
Yeah.
I'm still iffy on Twisters.
You're
I
iffy
didn't
on
love
Twisters?
I didn't love
I'd
Twisters.
rather watch
For a theater movie, I think.
I'd go to the theater and watch this over Twisters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I don't know.
It's
know.
tough. It's tough.
It's hard. It's tough.
Maybe
Okay.
to rank all of the movies we watched this season.
Gosh, I had a thought. I said put a pin in that. Now I'm not going to. This is why I should
You
have
said
typed
when
it
was
on
the
this.
last time?
When was the
That's
last
it. When was the last time M. Night Shyamalan, in your opinion, has made a good film? Because I think he's one of
The
those
Visit.
directors. The Visit. And I don't even think I watched The Visit. When
Yeah.
did that come out?
That would have been into 2010 sometime. That was probably 2016, 15.
I don't. If you don't know, you're the date guy. If you don't know
That one,
don't
I know roughly. Probably look it up. Look at what year The Visit came out. I could be way off on that.
The two Shyamalan movies I've seen are The Sixth Sense and Avatar. So I just
You've
kind
seen
of
the best and the absolute worst.
I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to get here, but I'm just going to see what he did this time. I have no expectations for
I
him.
didn't care for the last Shyamalan movie we saw, which was Knock at the Cabin, either.
Oh, that was him? I didn't see it, but I remember hearing about it.
I liked Knock at the Cabin a lot more than this movie.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I pulled up his IMDb here. Hey, look, it's him. It's the uncle. Here he is. He's known for. I want to see all of his stuff. I want to see all.
Old
of his
was
movies.
also pretty trash.
So yeah, Old. Is that the beach?
Yeah, that one was terrible.
Didn't like that. So he
Terrible.
has Trap, The Watchers. That just came out, right?
Oh, and did he do Split?
He did Watchers?
Apparently he did Watchers. I didn't realize that was him. So he has his like last movie starting at 2024 is Trap, The Watchers, Servant. Didn't see that. Knock at the Cabin. Okay. Old, not good. Glass, overhyped. In my opinion, these are just my opinions. Split. I liked
fantastic.
Split. I liked Split. Wayward Pines.
Never even heard of that before.
Never heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Visit, After Earth, Devil. Oh,
He did After Earth. I didn't
and
know that.
then
Last Airbender?
how do you just know that? What? Can you see my screen?
No, I knew how you, from your reaction because you have such disdain
yeah.
for it. What other movie are you going to react that way
Cole should
to?
be a detective. And then The Last Airbender. And then before that, The Happening, Lady in the Water, The Village.
Yeah, The Village wasn't bad.
That was 2004.
Yeah.
Dang.
But Split, I would say then, from that list, or Split would have been the last great movie he did.
So he made The Village, which according to this only has a 6.6. He did Signs in 2002.
Yeah. So Signs, The Village, Sixth Sense,
I
Split, and The Visit. Those are the five
Yeah. And here's my question, or I guess my observation, and I fall into this bucket. People see M. Night Shyamalan on the poster, and they go see the movie. People love M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
But
Why?
I think it's a Sixth Sense.
And
It's
when,
like a
when
classic.
was Sixth Sense?
That was in the
coming?
late 90s.
That was a long time
99,
ago.
This goes
98?
back to 1992, and I don't even see it on here.
But people like that movie,
Forget to list it on his IMDb.
Hey, that's his
Yeah.
biggest one. Oh, maybe Signs. People like Signs a lot.
People do
too.
like Signs, yeah.
If Shyamalan has other movies that are not on this list, I apologize. I'm just going by his previous 18 movies according to IMDb. So take with that. Oh, you know what? That said producer.
Oh.
Okay, let's see if these are any different. Trap, Servant, Knock at the Cabin, Old, Glass, Split, Andra Day, Rise Up, The Visit, Wayward Pines, After Earth, Avatar, The Village, Signs, Unbreakable, The Sixth Sense, 1999, Wide Awake, and Praying with Anger. Okay, so the guy has two good movies.
Two?
If you count The Sixth Sense, Signs is pretty good.
The Village is solid.
The Village, okay, so he's got
The Visit I really liked.
but out of his 19 movies, he's maybe made 4 to 5 good
His track
movies.
record's not great.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of mid, and he's also made some hot garbage. When he does garbage, it's bad.
Yeah, so I don't want there doesn't have to be an actual factual answer here, but what do you guys think of the reason that people go see it? I think you started to say was it Sixth Sense?
I feel like Sixth Sense is just it's one of those movies that a lot of people really like. It's super iconic, and I feel like a lot of people maybe don't know his other work, and I feel like people see him at Sean oh, the Sixth Sense guy. I like that movie.
My thought is that maybe they're chasing that feeling of the Sixth Sense twist, where your mind is blown the first time you see it,
Yeah.
and people are waiting for him to do that again. But the reality is he probably isn't.
I actually have another. Yeah, I think going off of that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I wasn't going to say anything. No, you're good.
Okay,
Go right ahead.
I have I think it's it's kind of building on what he said. It's like a drug. It's like the Flash TV show. Hear me out.
Okay.
I know you're not a big fan of the Flash TV show, but I was a huge fan of the Flash TV show.
Okay.
And then season 1 came out, banger. 2 came out, banger. 3 came out. It's what the heck just happened? And then I kept watching till season 6, and it was all terrible. And then I think the reason I kept watching, even though it was terrible every time, is that I'm I know they can make a banger. So I think every time I tuned in, I was trying to recapture the high. From
It's
the
like
first
Marvel.
one. Yeah. Every time I tune in, I'm just please be as good as the first one. It never was.
For me, that exact thing you're talking about is Arrow.
Arrow. Yeah, similar thing.
Arrow
Situation.
started really strong, and I didn't like any of the last half of that show, but I liked the first 2 seasons. Yeah, totally get
Season
it.
2 of that show is a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 3's what the heck?
Supernatural to a degree, the first 4 seasons,
Yeah, I've heard that
solid.
too, yeah.
And then every now and then they had a good season. So I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except with Flash, it's like every time you have a good episode, you never had a good season.
They always it like sneaks through. Like it's still in there. The good stuff is still in there. Just
you might be right. I think that's probably a good reason.
I think it might be it.
Okay.
Maybe. And maybe like Split was like the
was
good
like,
season.
He's
The
back.
good season.
Yeah.
I love Split. Split was really good. But I do think that's the last time I've enjoyed a Shyamalan movie. Knock at the Cabin was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, that's all. That was my only thing. I'm going to take my pen out of that, and I'm ready to move on to the spoilers. If you guys want to move on to the spoilers,
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Spoiler warning for those listening along. Gosh, I never know how to transition straight out of that. Just to get straight into it. So I'm going to start with this. One of my least favorite parts about this movie. He's in it looks like a skating rink or something. It almost looks like the Blue Stadium kind of the vibe I got. And he keeps coming up with these plans to get out of here. And the trailer made me think that he's going to be some genius mastermind. Nothing he did ever actually did anything. Pushes a lady down the stairs and then runs over and he's like, let's go back inside.
Yeah.
He thinks about jumping in the floor, throws the soda in the thing, goes up to the roof. Nothing. Just goes back downstairs. Like so many times in this movie, it's like, I want to see this guy be like a genius mastermind like they keep saying he is.
His plan didn't come through on the pushing the lady down the stairs because he was like trying to get outside.
But he saw the car.
But he saw the cops and he's like, I can't get through there. So it's like, crap, go back in. Just reset.
What was he going to do? Was he just going to grab his daughter and run out the door right then and there? Because I feel like
Not sure.
That's more suspicious.
That's more
then you have to
suspicious.
tell your daughter.
Yeah.
Like, hey, by the way, I'm a killer.
I'm a killer.
Yeah. So that was maybe one of my larger gripes with this movie is like he wasn't smart. And then the cop keep going, he's devious, he's dangerous, he plans ahead, he's manipulative. And we got to see that kind of once when he pulled Ariana Grande knockoff. Ariana Grande, sorry.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Yeah, my bad. Into the locker room or her green room or whatever. That's the only time we got to see him do anything really mischievous or
Yeah, I think maybe what I kind of liked about him is that he kind of had everyone thought he was a good guy. He put up the demeanor of oh, I'm just a dad. Mm-hmm. But you know, he was a conniving
very
man.
charismatic.
Yeah, I think the charismatic part was I was like, oh, he's that's his trickster element, I guess, is that he appears that he's a friendly guy.
That's pretty spot on for a serial killer because what are serial killers? Very deceptive and charismatic.
Yeah.
How they lure you in.
I'm pretty sure this guy, to train for this role, wouldn't watch iCarly.
He looks like Spencer from iCarly.
How can I channel Spencer for my guy?
But also be a serial killer at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Spencer's unhinged.
True. He wouldn't kill anybody, but he's a crazy man.
But he was crazy Steve and Drake and Josh, he was.
That's true, yeah.
I'm convinced that's just what this character is.
Yeah, if they
sequel.
went and made a spinoff of iCarly where Spencer's secretly a serial killer, I would buy into that. Spencer's kind of unhinged. So I think he was really
Nickelodeon can make that.
Get on that, Nick.
Yeah.
But
I think
Dan Schneider don't do the feet picks.
Don't get Dan Schneider on it.
Let's just not involve Schneider.
No,
actually.
no. He's done.
Yeah. Also, just let's just no kids in the movie. Just period. Nickelodeon. Actually, you know what? Nickelodeon, why don't you not do this?
You stay far away from
Nickelodeon.
From this idea.
Yeah,
I take it back.
Give it to someone else. Give it to Shyamalan.
You know what's so weird? Someone pointed out to me a year ago that there's an episode of iCarly that aired where what was the blonde girl?
Sam.
You could see her, the corner of her breast, openly exposed in an episode. It aired on TV.
Oh, really?
And I don't know. Now that is factual. Someone showed me the original clip, and it's oh geez, why is that on YouTube? But then apparently I was reading. I don't think it was from her book. She wrote a book called I'm Glad My Mom Killed Herself. I think it was.
Glad My Mom Died. Yeah.
Glad My Mom Died. And someone, I don't know if it was from that book or an excerpt from an interview or did she something. And it's why was there a girl on set ever with her bra off?
Yes, ever.
Period.
Yeah.
And I guess that was a Schneider request was we're gonna.
It's such a shame.
He's a weirdo.
I was house sitting for someone that had cable, and iCarly was on, and I love iCarly.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you're watching it and you're like, man, this is it's a good show. It's a really fun.
Then you
show.
watch the documentary and it's all these shows are tainted now.
Or a scene will pop up and you're like, oh, I know the story behind that now, and now it's dang, that just tainted the episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why does the character have their foot out?
I was going to go with feet. No,
It happens a lot if you watch the show. Like it's like not every
does.
episode. It happens
I
all
need
the
to go
time.
rewatch it.
Someone's
Well, actually,
flipped out all
sorry,
the
that
time.
sounds weird. No,
Whoa,
I don't
whoa,
remember
whoa,
that.
whoa,
I,
whoa, hey,
oh,
hey,
I'm
whoa.
sorry. I don't remember that. I would need to rewatch the show to see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not like he said feet. I'm gonna go rewatch
Let's go.
iCarly.
That's what Dan Schneider does. Okay, anyway, back to this movie.
Back to
Oh
getting off of
gosh,
feet.
Cole, you're so right. You're so right. I think we said it on one episode. Like when we go off on tangents, it means we like the movie. But like this is gonna be one of those episodes where Cole, you need to like make sure we're staying on it because we're gonna want to get off kilter.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to the script because, like I said, I wasn't sure how to talk about this movie because it was a lot of nothing. So let's start. Favorite character. Did any of you have a favorite character?
I thought that the main guy was,
He was
The dad.
He was
Okay.
a good villain.
yeah,
Like,
he was interesting.
I agree. He's
He
also
had this,
mine.
he got some schizo split personality stuff going on. Like because he has he even said it like his two worlds were
Never let him touch. Yeah.
never let him touch, and then when they touch, he didn't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
He's not as good as the guy from Split, but he did do a really good job
I mean,
with
how can you be better than McAvoy?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah. There was one scene where he's sitting in the car and his left eye's just barely twitching, and I was like, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Or like when the guy first says, "Oh, they're looking for the butcher," and you see like his smile just barely fades a little bit, but he's still kind of like, "Really? Where? What?" You know?
He did a really good job with it. You brought up my second favorite character was the T-shirt sales guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah, he was really
his
good.
thing at the end with the
One of the only good after credit scenes that I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I'm glad.
I'm
Oh,
glad I
what?
stayed. Yeah.
like I know that guy.
I helped him.
I helped him.
No.
Oh, that was really funny.
Yeah.
So I brought up to Cole, said I don't even know if I want to do least favorite character because there's really only the daughter, the dad,
Pop star.
M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Yeah.
Shyamalan, I guess.
Yeah.
Night Raven.
Other Shyamalan too. Shyamalan 2.
Was it Lady Raven, Night Raven?
Lady
He was Lady
Raven.
Raven. Yeah.
Night Raven's such a cooler name.
way
That's a metal band if I've ever heard one.
It should have been Night Raven. And then Cole brought up there's the cops and
As
like
a whole, as a collective.
as the detective lady.
The family.
You got the other lady with the kids.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? The other
yeah,
mom
yeah.
and the kids actually
Yeah,
were
she
really.
was forgettable, wasn't
She was
she?
there, yeah.
They were there for a
They were
split
there.
second.
Yeah.
It really played into this. I feel like I say this in a lot of movies. I hope I don't sound too nitpicky with this, but like, if a movie wants to be funny and scary, that's fine. The Menu does it phenomenal. It is a horror comedy thriller. This movie was like trying to create these moments of like suspense and dread, and you're kind of rooting for the serial killer in a weird way, but then
Yeah.
like they intercut it with like the weirdest of jokes.
Yeah, like
the mom being one of them.
Like the mom and the daughter freaking out when the kid was on stage.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, it made me chuckle a little bit, but it's kind of like, I feel like it interrupts like the uneasiness of like, oh dang, is the dad about to kill these people backstage?
Yeah. That before we do least favorite character, there was a shot while the girl was dancing on stage that's like one of my least favorite shots in the movie. And there's a lot of times in the movie that the camera just pulls back to a really wide angle. Maybe Shyamalan's trying to make a statement or something. I don't know. But it's him just standing on the corner of the stage. You can't see Lady Raven and the daughter dancing, and he's not really dancing.
Yeah, he's like way over here.
He's just like standing on the corner of the stage, literally just kind of like
Yeah.
bobbing his head a little
Well,
bit.
he doesn't know. He's like trying to get into these kids' music here.
It was just
Yeah.
weird
The,
to me.
the way
like,
the shot was set up was weird.
it was just a really weird shot
Yeah.
setup, and like I don't know what he was trying to say or do there.
Yeah,
Like, it was
no,
just,
I noticed that too.
just odd. All right, least favorite character. I wouldn't have put them as a character except for Cole called them one, and I totally agree. The cops.
Come on now.
The cops are so incompetent.
And the security guards too. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh my god!
It was like every time like something stupid happened that like he would what's the Cooper, that the guy's name?
I think
Serial
Cooper,
killer?
Yeah.
Not sure.
He every time he would like do something, I'd just be dying, like
Yeah.
laughing. There's no way that
You pulled that off.
he pulled this off.
Yeah, it was.
He is nat 20ing all over the place.
Yeah, but that's a good point. I made the comment to Cole. I think you were in the bathroom. I said the movie felt to me like someone was running a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, which sometimes is really good. I'm not necessarily marking that against the movie, but it kind of felt like the way that people reacted to him. It felt like someone was like trying to get information at like the tavern in D&D. He's like at the concession stand or the
Rolled
t-shirt
nat
stand.
20, yeah.
And it's like, oh, he rolled really good. I flipped through my notes. What's a detail I can drop casually in a conversation. And then, so like one of the stupidest lines was like, yeah, there's no way out. Well, except for backstage, but no one can get backstage.
Yeah.
That's such a dungeon master way to put that. Just like, I'm going to casually sprinkle this like plot hook.
Or like, what was it? We have a code word in case we see him. What's your code word if you don't mind me asking?
Rolls the nat 20.
Oh, it's Hamilton.
Deception rolls are out of this world right here.
Or the other one for me was like, they keep telling the whole movie, like, nobody can get in, no one can get out. Everyone in the stadium is
except
in.
for him.
And then at the back, he's like, hey, can we just walk out backstage? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I mean, he didn't end up being able to do that. But still,
Greatest, like the best and worst police force.
Yeah.
It works really well for the Dungeons and Dragons movie. I'm not 100% marking it against it in this movie, but the dialogue felt like Shyamalan was running a D&D campaign for his like friend who wanted to play an evil rogue.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
What if that's how this movie just came to be?
I would like it more. But,
Yeah,
But then he also was like, hey, but my daughter has to be in it.
You go to a concert with your daughter.
I will say, though, I do like the concert setting. I thought we were going to get the whole movie as like the concert. But then, obviously, I thought we had like a whole other movie after they left the concert.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to like, it'd be short-lived after they left. It'd be it. But no, that thing drug on.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to turn into like a shootout or like a game of cat and mouse within the arena more than it was. Like I was always waiting for that next thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
They leave.
the way they leave was weird to me. Like, I don't know. So like, once again, the guy, the trailers made him seem like he's a smart genius guy. And then he gets Shyamalan Jr. in the green room. And then instead of being like, because he's already lied about his daughter having cancer, which was really funny.
Yeah, that was...
I don't know if it's supposed to be funny, but it was
But
funny.
it was
But
funny.
it
We were
was
the only
like-
ones laughing in the theater. When that happened.
It made me think of School of Rock with Jack Black trying to get the band in the Battle of the Bands. He goes, look at them. They're terminal. Stick it to the man. Leosis.
I didn't even think about that, but you're totally right.
Same scene, same movie.
Yeah. But, oh gosh. So, like, I would have pulled her into the room and been like, hey, my daughter has cancer, yada, 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 yada. Like, the paparazzi's gonna, like, harassing her, trying to take pictures of her. It's gonna be really, really stressful. Could we go out the back with you?
Yeah.
Didn't do that. He gets her in the room and he's like,
I will kill this guy. Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, you jumped 10 leaps.
Yeah.
Like you
0 to
sold.
100. Yeah.
It's like,
You could have got out of it. You've already like finessed your way through all this other stuff. Like
the cop and the wife and the trailers keep talking about how good of a liar he is. He's going to stay calm. He's such a good manipulator. And then he's just like, here's the guy chained up in the basement.
I gotta kill this guy.
he just like showed his hand. Like do you even like try to make it work there?
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you made it that far, and that's when you're gonna just like, I give up now. Hey, I'm the killer, by the way.
It's me.
yeah.
So
So,
unlucky.
but oh gosh, I don't even think I said it. The cops, we got so off track.
Yeah.
Complaining, which valid things. The cops were so incompetent in this movie, just left, right, and center, that they became my least favorite character, hands down. And I have a couple specific nitpicks, but did you have a least favorite character?
Not really. I think I liked the main guy, and everyone else I was kind of just indifferent towards. If I had to pick one, yeah, probably the cops. But also the cops made them be really funny.
Yeah, I
'Cause
say,
they were so
if they
bad, you
if
know?
they were competent, he wouldn't be getting away with all the antics that he was doing.
Ooh, the other one. Sorry, I know we were just getting back on track, but the
Yeah,
other
good.
cop moment is the very end. So they find him. He's on the run. They have guns. They fire guns around a crowd of people. And then all of that, they're trying to kill him. They're shooting guns. Then when they know he's in his house, they come in with tasers and they taser him.
It doesn't go down.
Doesn't work. A guy gets his eyes gouged out, or almost. I don't know if he does, but
Yeah.
And it's like, why did you decide
Like,
now
you
to
shoot
put
to
away
kill
your
at that
guns?
point.
Yeah.
Skipping ahead, that's my least favorite scene in the movie. And
Tasers?
part of it is
Yeah.
because like I'm a gun safety enthusiast. I like shooting, right? I like guns, but I'm also a gun safety enthusiast. And like in that scene, 4 cops shot the window of a limousine with civilians that they put there standing on the other side. There's a group of like 30 of them on the other side of the window, and like
They're
4
dead.
cops shot through. And I was like, well, at the very least injured or hit. And I was like, what? Who directed that? Shyamalan. Like Shyamalan looked at that scene and was like, yeah, that looks good. Wrap it. Let's go on. And I was like, just actual incompetence. And then the
Yeah.
tasers. once again, serial killer holding a weapon, like, and then like
Like, it's him also. Like,
Yes.
if I was the cop getting my eyes gouged out and I found out that my partner decided to tase the guy again instead of shooting him, I'd be so
mad. I'd be like,
so
bro,
mad. Be like, bro,
like just shoot.
it is time.
if I could see you, I'd punch you in the face.
Yes. Where are you?
And then, so he gets tased 2 or 3 times. Clearly, the tasers are not working.
Yes, he is charging.
And then the detective lady comes in with a taser.
And she tases him. That one works, I guess.
Is everyone allergic to guns around here?
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, they're leaving. I'm just going to release the scene. I'm just going to complain about this whole scene now. They're leaving. The cops bring the daughter
Back.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cops just show up with the daughter and then she runs up and they let her hug her dad. I'm like, why did
That could be a hostage situation. Let's
why
not
did
do
the
that.
cops bring the daughter?
Yeah, and they said earlier she was with her aunt.
Yeah.
So it's like, they just go to the aunt. So I was like,
By the
you're
way,
going back.
Hey, we're tasing your dad right now. Get in the car.
Get in
we
the
don't
car,
want to be
yeah.
late.
It's gonna be wild stuff.
Yeah.
So then she runs up. Could have been a hostage situation. She could have handed him a knife. She could have been in on it. Would have been a fun twist. Shyamalan, why not?
been
And
awesome.
then he steps over and everyone like points their tasers at him again for him to pick up the bike. And it's like, this guy's a criminal. Like,
Mastermind.
Like,
yeah.
he
Don't
is-
let him pick up the bike.
He'll do something because evidently he did.
He
I'll
did.
him.
It's just,
Yeah.
I don't.
pat him down before he gets in the.
Also, no cars got in the back with him. I feel
No
cops.
guards, yeah.
No guards got
Oh,
in the
no
back.
cops
of
in the
car.
back? Yeah. That's also, once again. So my dad will dislike movies because of how he's a state police officer. He'll dislike a lot of movies because of how incompetent the police are. He's like, and sometimes it's not even that they're incompetent. Sometimes it's just like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
But like in this movie, I feel for him. I feel for his
Oh, I
pain.
can't wait to hear his take on this.
Oh,
He
man, you gotta
probably
show it
won't
to
go
him.
watch it.
Oh my
'cause-
gosh!
but like,
you'll get him on. You need to get him on an episode where he's after he's watched this. Like, so
What'd you think?
What'd
the
you think?
cops? Dude, like,
From the cops' perspective.
no, yeah, the cops were awful. Okay, did any of you say your least favorite scene? Sorry, I think we got
I
off.
haven't. I don't know. I mean, I didn't like how much they did. Even though I liked the concert setting, I didn't like the cutting back to like, hey, listen to this song.
Yeah.
Here's just 45 unabridged seconds of my daughter singing.
Yes. I
Hey,
would agree.
who wants to sign her? Like, but I did like it was a very unique setting. I thought.
It could have been done better, but
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
I did like. I will say I did like the concert trope of here's this random opening band that no one's ever heard of.
That was
opening.
funny.
That
Yeah.
was fun.
I'm like every time, it's always
Yeah.
someone.
All I could think of was Geese.
Yeah, Geese.
Was that someone you guys saw?
Yeah,
We went and saw
Greta Van Fleet.
Greta Van Fleet, and then after Greta Van Fleet opened for Geese opened. It was just this.
It wasn't
random,
Greta Van. It was.
It wasn't, but it was.
It was the guitar player from Greta Van Fleet. He has a side project that opened for Geese, that opened for Greta Van Fleet. So he opened for himself, and he thanked himself for letting his band open.
That was my favorite part. Like the guitar player for Greta Van Fleet goes, "I'd like to thank Greta Van Fleet for letting us play here tonight."
Like,
And I'm like,
you're
you're
part
in
of
it,
bro.
You're part of them.
It's like you're
It's like
you're Greta Van Fleet.
So it's kind of like when Fearless Flyers opens for like Wolfpack or something.
A little bit.
Yeah, and if like
Yeah.
they got up on stage and Joe Dart was like, thank you, Wolfpack, for letting us open.
Yeah.
I had that situation happen when I went and saw Breaking Benjamin and Skillet. Because Fight the Fury, which is John Cooper's other project, was opening. So he opened for himself, but he didn't thank himself for.
You know what? I feel like Fight the
Thank you,
Fury
guys.
has such a different sound
Yeah.
that's fine. Like, but like I didn't feel like we're getting way off tangent. That the whatever the band Mjolnir, whatever their name was,
I don't know. Miramore.
Miramore. I didn't
Miramore.
think they were like different
Mjolnir.
or good enough.
Mjolnir.
We all near the band. That's a
You're
good
right
band name,
though. The concert setting would have been really really cool.
There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, I would even say like, I think the movie gets. I wish they stayed in the movie like in the concert for like most of the movie. I think the movie kind of drops off and starts to drag when they leave
Yeah.
the concert.
there's
I
like-
mean,
it
you could
should've-
have had him in the rafters. You could have had him doing all kinds of
It
crazy
should have
stuff. you know?
ended like 3 or 4 different times after they
Yes.
left the concert.
I thought that at one point. I was like, this movie never ends.
I thought it was gonna be like where I thought the movie was gonna end was gonna be, he's trying to escape with Lady Raven in the car. Then he starts, his two worlds are colliding. He's kind of having a mental breakdown there because you can tell he's serial killer, but he's also switching back to dad, like, hey, it'll all work out with those girls. And that was really unsettling.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
SWAT team charges in, bam, 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 dead, call it good. Or, you know what? If you wanted to leave it on a cliffhanger, though, you could have been like, hey, there's a tunnel here, cut to black.
I think it would have. I had a similar thought. Very, very, very similar. I knew the moment the SWAT guy changed places with the chauffeur driver.
Yeah, that was him.
That's him.
Yeah.
It would have been really cool for them to be like, there's a tunnel. Be like, he's got SWAT gear down here. And then just like cut to Lady Raven in the back seat and maybe show the back of his head. Black screen.
Yeah.
Like,
Would've been
I think
awesome.
that would have been
That'd been very
better ending.
unsettling, very like crap. Like stuff's hitting the fan
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
so than it already is.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would have been way more interesting.
But no,
like-
we didn't get that.
Yeah. We still kind of got a cliffhanger. I mean, he escapes.
Yeah, but about 30 minutes later of movie time.
Movie time, yeah. They could have done like a Shining too, when like he's banging on the bathroom door, something's happened to his family, you hear something shatter, and the family stops talking, and then maybe he's banging on the door, and maybe it opens, and then maybe it like I don't know, maybe it just zooms out in the house.
You said he escapes. I want to say there's no way he escapes, right?
But
But these cops,
they're
in
the worst.
He's in the back of an armored vehicle
by himself.
yes.
by himself. Now, granted, sure, he got the cuffs off. They're gonna open those doors surely at like the penitentiary or something. Like,
yeah,
Unless he jumps for it.
you can't. Like, the door's locked. Unless in
use
this
a
universe, the cops don't lock the doors. I don't know.
Listen, he'd find a way out. I have full
Like, that's
faith
the
in
thing.
Cooper over here to
Yeah.
break his way out.
I didn't even think about it till Jonah said that comment, but like, yes, they showed him get the cuffs off to allude that he was going to escape. But how are you supposed to get even moderately feasible get out of that situation for that
Yeah.
to be an open cliffhanger?
I mean, that's how I felt about, how did he get out of the limousine without anyone noticing? He's in the driver's side. Like,
If he was that smart and wily the whole movie, it would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
He decided to be smart and wily in like the last
he was
30
in
minutes.
the smart Wiley arc. He was like, listen, not going to lie, they had us in the first half. I'm bringing it the second half of the movie.
Oof.
yeah.
Well, did you guys have a favorite part of the movie?
Ooh, that's tough.
I think my favorite scene. There's actually a lot of scenes that I did like when he was being evil, conniving man. I was like, yeah, that's pretty entertaining.
He's very unsettling.
I think my favorite part, maybe this is more because of the theater reaction, was when he's in the back with the t-shirt guy, and he hands him the razor, and
Yeah.
everyone in the theater is like,
gonna-
because
you
no
gonna
one's
kill him?
around. You could hear everyone in the theater kind of tense up, and then he holds up the knife, and everyone's kind of scared, and then he closes it, and he goes, "Thank you. Here you go. Don't forget this," or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, don't cut yourself.
Yeah, don't cut yourself.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I did like the mid-credit scene, or after-credit scene, whatever you want to call it, with this t-shirt guy being like, oh my gosh, I know him. I helped that guy.
No, I think my favorite scene was I put Ariana Grande in the bathroom.
That was very tense.
So
yeah.
that was the only time in the movie that I genuinely felt true, honest to God, like tension.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
what's
scared.
going to happen? He's screaming and cussing and yelling at his family,
I
being
thought-
like getting
did-
Yeah, I was tense there.
like he's
yeah.
going to kill his
Yeah.
family.
Did you think he killed him when
You hear something
she-
break? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered, for a very brief moment, I wondered if he killed the family. But then I just wondered how this firefighter couldn't kick in a bathroom door.
Yeah, or get an axe or something.
Like, I could right now
Kick the door in.
off rip
Go do it right now.
kick. You
Yeah,
know
go
what?
ahead,
I
yeah.
like my house, but like kicking in an inside door is not a terribly hard thing to do, especially when you're like 6'2", like that guy is, and you're a firefighter. Like, I just had a really hard time believing that
Listen.
like he couldn't kick in that door.
Movie's
Yeah.
got a movie.
Yep, that's true.
You're
Movie's got a
totally
movie.
right.
Yeah,
that was like the synopsis for this movie is movie has to
movie's got a movie.
with my daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my daughter in there.
but-
And her music as well.
yeah.
Nepotism has to nep.
Yes.
But that was my favorite scene, was Ariana Grande in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
That
very.
was also tense. That was probably climax, I'd say.
I was
Maybe.
wondering how, because when it was building to like, how is she going to get out of this situation? Because he's like, threatening, like, hey, if you say anything, I'm going to push the button.
Yeah.
And it was. I was surprised. I'm like,
Yeah, I
okay,
was tense, yeah.
she played him.
I actually enjoyed them using TikTok, and like, I think it was supposed to be TikTok, and like
Instagram Live or something.
like
yeah,
that.
something live, like in a positive way. Like, that was kind of a unique twist that I wasn't expecting.
Not just like these darn kids and their freaking phones and their
Yeah. I just what I would have really thought, I hate to say it would have been funny, but it would have been a Shyamalan like twist, is that he had like the basement door rigged to explode or something. Like I thought that would have been a good twist. She's like, if you're live by a lion with a blue door, there's someone in the basement, go save them. Because she's basically telling a kid, she says, grab your parents or siblings and go rescue this person. And I would have loved for him to like turn around the camera and show the guy still there. And then
boom.
Later, later her find out that like the door to the basement itself was rigged and like they like stepped on a claymore or something.
Yeah,
like
exploded.
That would have been a Shyamalan-esque.
Yeah, and she
Twist.
was
He was
the,
2
she
steps
was,
ahead.
She was the cause for someone's death, and she sent them to die, pretty much.
Yeah. Like some moral gray areas. Should she have acted? Shouldn't she have acted? Instead, it all worked out.
Yeah.
This is the only serial killer movie I think I've seen where like
Nobody does anybody die?
no, I don't think so.
I don't think anybody died.
Someone gets pushed down the stairs.
Well, they die off screen. Like, evidently, he killed a bunch of people, which
Yeah.
prior to
But
the movie.
In the movie.
And it implied very, very loosely that they were teachers.
well, the thing is just people who there was teachers, and there was just I think it was mainly people who I don't even know how to word it.
They made a comment at one point during like
He killed a teacher. I don't think it was all teachers. Though.
Yeah.
the police rally. He was like, this guy was he was a teacher. And then later when he's talking about the guy in the basement, he says that he's a teacher at a university studying botany. So I don't know if he had like a thing for teachers, if his mom was a teacher, but I don't know.
Hey, there's
But
lore.
they didn't explain that. Though.
Didn't explain it. They also didn't explain. They kind of hinted that like he was stealing jewelry for the family, but
Off the bodies.
yeah, but they didn't do a good job, I feel like, of actually using that plot hook. Like, and weirdly, there's a scene right before the green room scene where Lady Raven like freezes and looks at the ring the girl's wearing, and it zooms in, and she has this shocked look expression on her face, and then she just goes about her life like normal. I'm like, are we not going to address
Like, hey, where'd you get that ring from?
Get that ring,
I like
yeah.
that. I like that ring.
why was she stunned by the ring to begin with? Because she doesn't know that guy's a serial killer.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
was
just
like-
expensive.
Unless she knew, and it was like maybe match a description that police released. It was like missing jewelry on.
But then she surely wouldn't have brought the guy into her green room.
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't put two and two together until like he just flat out shows, hey, by the way, I have a guy in the
I'm
basement.
going to kill this man.
I was waiting. Once again, I'm giving Shyamalan more credit than he deserves. I was waiting for her to be like, "Oh, my brother was or my cousin was one of the victims, and that was her ring." You know, something like that. Like I was,
personal stake in it or something.
yeah. That's why I agreed to do this concert because in my mind, if I'm a famous musician, I'm not going to agree to do a concert where a serial killer's at.
Is in the audience. Yeah.
First off, this concert venue should lose its license because they agreed to willingly host a serial killer and risk all of their employees' lives. And
Without them knowing.
it's just
Well, the attendees without them knowing.
to quote Cole, movie has to movie.
Yeah.
It's a fun premise, but it's the stupidest premise. But that being said, if I'm her, like, I'm not just going to casually do like a normal concert. Like, I'm not bringing anyone into my dressing room. I'm not meeting with anybody. Like,
Yeah.
they were just
Change up the show a little bit.
And I thought it would have been a cool twist. The whole time I was wondering, why is she even doing this concert? It might have been a fun twist if like, hey, I'm willing to do this because my family member died to him.
Doing this. Yeah.
Never happened.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Is that me?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Oh, it's my MacBook. Sorry.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, I'm not used to having a Mac. Sorry.
I don't know if you can hear that.
Sound.
Mac went ding ding.
Yeah, my bad. Don't yell at me. Okay, so favorite character, least favorite character, favorite part, least favorite part. I liked that the guy was creepy, but really, like outside of that, I didn't have a ton of likes with this movie. Wasn't a ton of dislikes other than the stuff we've talked about with the cops. But there
liked,
wasn't a lot of stuff I liked.
I liked how him being a firefighter played into like his like killing knowledge, where like, oh, I have carbon monoxide. Oh, it's like, oh, I know where all these abandoned houses are.
That was cool.
I
That's
kind
a
of
good
like
point.
that, you know. Yeah,
He was very thought out. Like maybe he's smarter than we're giving him credit.
yeah,
Maybe.
Or he's just the luckiest man alive. He's Nathan Drake, but a serial
but
killer.
evil. Yeah,
It's true. Yeah. Outside of that, though, no, I've got really nothing else. I think we've talked about my favorite, like all the parts of the movie that I think are worth talking about.
yeah.
At first I didn't like the girls that the daughter's beefing with. I didn't like the mom, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I'm like starting to think like I guess you need that though because it's talking about forgiving someone, and the dad never forgave his mom.
Yeah, I did kind of like that. Yeah.
That's a good connection. Okay.
When all the lights go off, he doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, if you forgive someone, turn your light on, and he didn't do it because he was so tormented by his mom.
Cole, that's a really good point. Here's my follow-up question. Are you making that connection like because it was supposed to be made, or do you think that that was an accidental thing?
I think it's because it's supposed to be made.
I think it's supposed to.
Really?
Because you could, if it wasn't, it would make no sense to have that character even in the movie then.
I think the way he looks around when everyone has their lights on, he's kind of like,
Yeah, because
he looks uncomfortable.
And the daughter
Yeah.
has forgave because
Like-
she did it.
I could totally see that being with the daughter. Like that scene was in it for the daughter. I guess maybe you're right. It would have been cool if they showed us like when she said that, think of someone, picture them in your heart. If they showed like his ghost mom in the audience.
The audience
Yeah,
somewhere,
but
yeah.
at that time we didn't know it was his mom though.
Yeah.
We just seen this creepy ghost lady around the
So
facility.
show the ghost lady.
Could have been
Yeah.
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like okay.
Because we seen her in the bathroom and we saw her just randomly in the arena.
Yeah.
We were still connecting the dots on who that lady is.
I think that was good intrigue too. Like when she shows him the bathroom and you're kind of like, this is the men's room.
The bathroom one was creepy.
And you're kind of
It's
like,
who the heck
who
is
is this
that?
lady?
And then she's gone.
Yeah.
And then it pans over to her again, just randomly in the arena. And actually, all the characters behind her are gone. It's just her in there.
Yeah. I think they set up the FBI lady,
Yeah.
the mom connection, like how she looks like his mom, because like he looks at her and he seems really irritated, and then that kind of pays it off at the end when she like pretends to be his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty well set up.
his character is by and large the most unnerving part of the movie. And for me, like I had some friends who took their kid to like see a therapist because they were like killing bugs and like they wanted to hurt cats and stuff like that. And they were kind of worried, and they were very, very, very stressed out. I haven't talked to them in years. This was back when I was going to Johnny Logan, but I think that they were nervous that like their kid would kind of be like this guy was, because apparently some people just snap and you can tell at a young age.
Yeah.
And like the detective lady says, really only the mother would have noticed it. And like, but they were like, we're hoping we're not going to have to like send our kid off to live in a mental institution their whole life. Like
Yeah.
that was a fear they had. So like seeing this, like that is kind of a spooky thing. And to
yeah.
think
A
that
real
those
life
people
thing,
are, it's a real life condition and those people are out there.
That's the
And
case
Jonah
with-
works with one.
I do.
Oh, do you not know?
Who is it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. It's like, oh,
I was going to say a name.
it's a
but-
Cade.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot you were with Cade. It's
Yeah.
Cade.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah.
He does have the nice guy persona down.
Maybe he's a killer.
He could be.
I'll ask him later.
Yeah, you really should.
honest,
Are
yeah.
you a serial
Are you a
killer?
killer?
Be honest with me. Don't lie. Are you a serial killer?
That kind of goes. One of my few observation notes that didn't fall into like likes or dislikes is like, I feel like the mom should have noticed sooner something was wrong. So like maybe not necessarily that he was a killer to begin with, but once she started suspecting him, especially once we found out that she's the one who left the receipt
Yeah.
at the place.
She set the whole thing up, kind of, in
Yeah.
a way.
When not Night Raven, it should be Night Raven. When Lady
Raven.
Lady Raven shows up to the house and like things are getting weird, she seemed very confused. But I
Yeah.
feel like I would be like,
Wait a minute. Put
She
two
knows.
and two together.
Because it sounds like she definitely knew.
she knew.
Yeah,
like
the whole time. That's the.
I would have said,
Yeah.
no, Lady Raven can't come to our house.
You're in danger, Lady Raven.
You're in, yeah, like
I'll take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm gonna call the police. Like
Now I know. Yeah.
if I'm the mom and Lady Raven's coming to my house, I'm calling the police.
Yeah. If I'm the mom and Lady Raven runs in the bathroom and is terrified, I'm calling the police.
Yeah, she just seemed like very confused up until the moment he shut the garage door and the police showed up. But but then later we find out that she did suspect him and or knew it was him. She mentions getting the jewelry and mentions like the safe house. Like
Yeah. Setting him up. Yeah.
so I didn't like that, but geez.
Yeah. I will. Earlier you said something about like what we think the movie was going to be like, but I had like spoilers. What I thought was going on is I thought that the movie was setting us up to think that he was the killer, that he was the butcher. And my theory was because he goes in the stall and he has the video of the guy in the basement. I thought that was someone that had already died, and the killer, it was like his friend, and it was like the last known footage of like the killer, like he was dead. And so my thought was that this guy was actually looking for the killer, and that he was thinking like, okay, well, I know how this guy works.
Yeah.
If he's trying to get backstage, I got to get backstage and get my revenge. That's where I thought it was going. And then it wasn't until he blows up the fryer and burns the lady. I'm like, hey, this guy might be the killer.
That was when I looked at Cole and I said, "So my theory was wrong."
Yeah, I think he's
Like,
the
this
killer.
man is super sus and is turning into a hitman game over here.
Yeah, even when he
Really
pushed
kind
lady
of
down the stairs, I was like, she's probably fine.
Like, I didn't do it. What?
Broken neck.
I broke a neck.
Cue,
Either, right? Yeah.
Fire up Shaggy. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. No, Jonah, I think that would have been a good. Don't want to dunk too much on Shyamalan here. Like, he's had 4 good movies, but like that would have been a good twist.
Yeah.
Would have been a good, like, I don't know.
The other one I thought is that when it's like the wife is like making the teapot or whatever, she's kind of chilling there, and he comes back. I thought he's gonna be like it was. I thought it was gonna reveal that the wife was in on it. Like she was also playing.
I did kind of have that thought
Yeah.
for a split second there.
Yeah, until she goes. Ah!
Yeah.
He walks in.
I was hoping we were gonna have like they were just gonna straight up just rip off The Shining at that point. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
Once again, I think I would have enjoyed those movies a little bit more than what I got.
Did we write a better movie than Shyamalan just did?
I think so.
Wild ride, yeah. Maybe let's write a movie.
Shyamalan Ding Dong, if you're watching this,
Get us on the staff, and also your daughter's not allowed to be in the next movie.
Yeah. I've said this a couple times. Like, in every writer's room, they just need to have, towards the end of the process, 1 or 2 normal people.
Just read it, yeah.
Someone
proofread it.
who's not into their own ideas.
Just get like a dad from like some suburban area, just come in and like just kind of tell him what's happening and loosely read him the script and just have him be like,
How
Wait
does that
a
work?
second. Yeah.
now hold up. Now, how are that? They just don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe they do, and like the people they're bringing in are just so awestruck by the process. But like, I just feel like just get 1 normal person in the room who's not a writer to just bounce your ideas off of.
Get a
and-
proofreader.
Yeah. I don't know. I have nothing else more to say about this movie. Unless do you guys have any closing thoughts?
Nope.
Okay, let's jump into the rubric. Just a
Get my scores ready.
reminder: we have plot, characters, direction, continuity, and enjoyment. I'll go ahead and start us off here. The plot for this movie.
Hold on, we're doing directions and continuity. I thought we were doing audio and visual.
Oh, is this the old one? Oh, I think you're right.
Go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was on the wrong one. Plot. I literally read it because I knew we changed it, but I was on the wrong tab. I was on
whoops.
I made a copy of the new one, or sorry, of the old one in case we ever needed to go back and review it. Sorry. Plot, characters, visual, audio, and enjoyment. So I'll start us off with plot. I'm going to give the plot a 2. I think that far and above, probably the weakest part of the movie. Continuity errors abound. Just lack of effort abounds. I'm going to give plot a 2.
I'm gonna do a 3. I mean, I think it's a serviceable plot. I mean, I think early on it's fine. It does get bloated and drags on for way too long once they leave the concert.
Yeah.
Then it's like you have a whole like another 30, 40 minutes of movie left when it feels like it should be wrapping up anytime soon.
Not every movie can be Return of the King.
Yeah.
Return of the King's allowed to have 5 endings because that movie's amazing.
It needs 5 endings.
Remember when Josh said it was boring?
Yeah, Josh is a piece of trash, and I hope he listens to this episode. And Josh, if you're out there, the fact that you helped Cole pick Small Soldiers over The Two Towers, I'm...
Every week this gets brought up.
This is the new Avatar thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's worse than Avatar.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cole, you're a 3. Jonah?
I'm also gonna go 3. It's entertaining enough, I think, but
Yeah.
continuity is pretty rough. Like in terms of like, okay, you just said that the whole place is locked down. How is he? They just told me he can walk out the back door. I'm gonna go 3. It's not. It's it's an entertaining enough plot. I do agree the pacing is kind of bad. I think at the beginning, when he shows up, you're kind of like, okay, we get it. He's the killer. Like, let's get some shenanigans going. And then when they leave, it kind of drags on. I think after the bathroom scene, it drags pretty. It's way too long.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a soft 3, but I can definitely ask me again. It could be a 2. I'm gonna say 3.
I think I've shared before that, like, the more I enjoy a movie, the bigger my suspension of disbelief hat is.
Yes.
Like, something like Deadpool and Wolverine, we've talked about, I can ignore plot holes because that movie's goofy. For a movie like this, when I didn't enjoy it a lot and it takes itself very seriously, my suspension of disbelief hat is like one of those like little, or are they called yarmulkes?
Yes.
Little, yeah. That's all I've got. Like,
Turtle
it
top hat.
doesn't even cover my whole head.
Yes.
Like, if it wasn't for tons of just issues with continuity, I could do a 3 for the story itself. But there's just too much. So, Cole, why don't you start us off? Characters.
I'm gonna go 4, because I mean, there's not like any characters that I like dislike. I just think the cop's incompetence, which I know makes the movie. I just think most will be kind of forgettable by the end of it. But like, there's no one that was like a bad character.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't feel right giving it a 5, but I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I think the main guy is fairly interesting. I mean, he's no like Joker or like Hannibal Lecter or anything, but I think he's an interesting enough character. But everyone else, I'm kind of indifferent towards. The daughter, like the actress, did a fine job, but I was indifferent. T-shirt guy was funny, but he's in there for like 10 minutes. He's just funny.
We needed more of him in the movie.
Spin-off movie of T-shirt guy.
Yeah.
What if that's like a follow-up, like the sequel's just following T-shirt guy and how he's
funny.
coping with Cooper being a serial killer?
That'd be awesome.
That would
M.
be
Night
pretty good.
Shyamalan's T-shirt guy. Classic. I'm indifferent, so 3.
Okay. I'm going to go with 4. I kind of, with characters, also count acting a little bit in that category as well. I think the acting was pretty solid across the board, even for having a child actor. Like, I don't know how old.
I mean, the kid actors, or kid actor,
She was good.
she was good. She was listen, there have been way worse kid actors we've seen on here.
I thought that, what's her name? Allison Pill.
What's she
Wait,
been in?
no, sorry. Ariel Donahue.
What's she been in?
I don't know. I can pull it up here real quick.
I've seen her in something before.
Ariel Donahue. I have to learn how to right click on a Mac. Wolf Like Me, Blueback, High Life, and Tough. I've not seen.
I have not seen any of those. She
looked familiar, but
She look a little familiar. Either way, I thought she did a pretty good job. Thought the mom was fine. The scene she's in. Josh Hartnett, we've all agreed, has done a great job.
he was when he was just losing his mind at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
he kind of carries the movie.
I
a little
even
bit.
think that Shyamalan Jr. did a decent job.
Yeah,
Like,
she was. She
was
wasn't
fine.
a bad actor.
She was a
Yeah,
good
no.
actress,
Yeah.
and if that was really her singing, she was a good singer. Like she did really good.
She just.
I'm with Cole. It's a little.
I get it. You want to get your daughter help your daughter out here with your platform, but like, there's other ways to do it.
My thing is I'm a director. My daughter wants to get her acting career off the ground. Yeah, I'm gonna put her
I
in
would
my
do
movie.
that, yeah.
But it
Give her
almost
a-
feels like this movie was written around his daughter.
Yes.
which is where my problem
But
comes.
she went away for a good chunk at the end. Like,
Get your daughter in that smile too. The trailers had us pop star. It wasn't perfect.
Kind of the moment that she was taken away and should have been removed from the movie, they still made sure to cut back to her hugging the families.
Yeah.
Like they had to get her in there one last time. Like, I don't know. So I'm gonna give characters a 4. Like, I think that most of it was really well done. Acting was great. So Jonah, visuals. My bad. Start us off.
Visuals.
So this is cinematography, any use of CGI, shot composition, vibes, however you want to break it down.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I think some of the shots were really cool. Like I think like the shot we talked about earlier, but the shot where everyone has their lights on for forgiveness and he's like looking around, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Some of the camera movements were pretty cool sometimes, but then there was sometimes when it kind of, I don't know, especially when they leave the arena, some of it's a little more simple, and that's not a bad thing. But I'm not gonna say like I'm thinking like 5 for visuals is like Dune or something, or like La La Land, where it's like, dang, this
Blade Runner.
Yeah, this camera shot is awesome.
Yeah.
Like 3, it's nothing wrong with it, but it was good and had some cool shots.
Yeah. I'm also a 3. Once again, he did some weird stuff with the camera, and I don't know why. Sometimes people do weird things with the camera because they're trying to elicit a feeling or show something or like symbolize something, and maybe he is. Shyamalan, I apologize if you were, but I didn't pick up on it. And there was a couple times it was really weird. Multiple times it showed, like there's one scene where like there were boxes on the side. It was when he was talking with the T-shirt guy. Like the camera was like acting like it was a box sitting on the shelf. And then there's the one where he's on the side of the stage and it's pulled back. Like there's just a lot of weird, unnecessary, like artsy shots.
Yeah.
But it wasn't terrible. It was serviceable. I'm going to give it a 3. So, Cole?
I'm gonna give it a 4. I mean, like you said, to give it a 5 would be like Dune or like Deadpool and Wolverine or like something like that. I don't think it deserves that, but the shots weren't bothering me. Like, it's like weren't affecting me the same way they were affecting you guys on that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't feel right giving it a 3. I'd give it a 4.
Okay. All right. I'll start us off for audio. Weirdly enough, I think I'm actually going to give audio a 5. There wasn't. Part of me wants to give it a 4 because there wasn't anything incredible, but there also wasn't anything I can complain about. Sorry.
It was your typical thriller movie background noise is what.
Which would normally maybe get a 4 actually from me if it's just typical. However, this movie took place at a concert and I could always hear the characters.
Yes.
Clear, distinct. I never once in this movie, and this is very typical of thriller movies, I sometimes like things get lost, could always understand what they were saying, even when there was a concert going on, and the concert was mixed very well with the sound system so that like what the actors were saying was front and center and the concert was kind of playing behind. So I'm going to give audio a 5. Like, I feel like this would have been a hard movie to shoot with just everything going on and make it sound good, but I liked it. 5. Cole?
I would agree. And it was mixed very well, so I'm also going to give it a 5. I like that, no matter where you are in that venue, you can still hear the concert in the background where like it never just goes away.
Yeah.
And because they could have easily done that. They could have easily just like, we don't need background, but to really immerse you in the concert feel.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah. I think I'll also go 5. And when you mentioned that, I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, I agree with what you guys said.
Oh, Jonah, I clicked on 5 for visuals for you. What was your visuals? Was it a 3?
3, yeah.
You got a 3.
Okay, my bad. Okay, so all right, last category. Cole, start us off for this one. Enjoyment.
I'm gonna be real. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay, so you still liked it?
I here's the thing. Does it have problems? Yes. But I think it's one of the better things Shyamalan's done, which I get it. That's not a high bar lately. Because, Split came out in, 2016?
I've still never forgiven him for Avatar.
I mean...
no matter... He could make my favorite movie. He could. He could come out next week and be like, here it is. I made this movie for Tim McDaniel. This is it. And
perfect.
It could be my favorite movie. I still won't forgive him. He won't get my light up in the air.
Did you not,
because of Avatar.
did you not hear that he's redoing the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Don't even joke. I know you're joking.
I was like, are you for real?
Hold up. What if the scene where he was like, think of someone who's hurt you in your head. Picture them. And hold up your light to show your forgiveness. What if that was him asking for Avatar?
That was Avatar fans, yeah.
Please let it go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Listen, I tried. I really did.
Did not try. There's no way he tried. The movie sucks.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. Overall, I enjoyed, the mystery, even though there wasn't. I was on edge the whole time, wanting to see where the story was gonna go. I didn't want to get up and go to the bathroom at any point because I'm like, I'm gonna miss something crucial to the story.
That's valid. Yeah, that's valid.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. I feel good with that.
Okay, Jonah.
I'm also going to go for it. I think even though it does drag a little bit sometimes when we take breaks to sing or, the last half drags, I was never bored the entire movie. I was always like, like you said, I was like, what's going to happen next? Is this guy going to snap? When's he going to snap? Who's going to die?
He's putting on the nice guy and he's teetering a little bit.
His eyes twitching. Yeah. So I'm not going to say 5 because, there's way more entertaining movies and it does drag a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I was never bored in the movie, so.
Okay, valid. I feel like a Scrooge now. I'm going 3.
That's reasonable.
I hate it when a movie...
I was between a 3 and a 4. But
yeah, same.
I hate it when a movie has me constantly thinking, there's no way that would work. There's no way that wouldn't happen. Why'd they do this? I had a hard time just getting immersed in the movie because I was constantly thinking about, continuity, plot hole, incompetence on the part of, security and the people working there and the cops, and then when those things fall apart, the premise for the entire movie, which is why I gave the plot a 2, a concert, and the concert venue being willing to put their employees' lives on the line, all falls apart once those pillars crumble. So I didn't hate it. Thought it was a very serviceable movie. I'm going to give it a 3. So that puts me at a 68. Cole, that puts you at an 80. Jonah, you at a 72. I'm the Scrooge this episode, bringing us to a total score of 73.3. Round down, 73%. Passes.
Yeah, I haven't been here. I haven't done a ton of these, but I feel like the rubric's really effective. Every time we finish one and you say what my score is, I'm like, yeah, I feel 72 about this movie.
I'm glad you feel that way because that was the goal. And
I think it's very effective.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah,
it did better than Twisters.
It did better than Twisters. And you said that. You said you'd rather go see this movie than Twisters, and I hesitated, but maybe I would. Yeah. That's not wrong. Jonah, you brought up a really good point. I'm going to look at the camera, and I'm going to try to get this out this week. When we first started doing these, I put up...
Sorry. I had to tongue at the camera a little bit.
I hate that I looked up as you did that.
Sorry.
It's cursed.
It is. When we first started doing these, my thought was that like audience members could complete the rubric with us, and I did a couple links here and there in the comment section of the Spotify things, but I really fell off of that. When I upload this episode tomorrow, so when you are listening to this, I'm going to post a link for Twisters, Deadpool and Wolverine, and this movie, Trap. And if you're listening and you've seen the movie, please don't do it if you haven't seen the movie. I would love to hear, I'm going to look at the camera instead of Jonah, your thoughts on it. So there will be the rubric, and it will be a Google form. It will be anonymous. You can technically fill it out 30 different times if you really wanted to, but just like 1 to 5, and then there'll be a comment section. You don't even have to explain yourself. I really would love to get some like audience feedback, and then but we can start adding some audience scores in here as well. I think that'd be fun, because that was the goal of the rubric, was that everyone can use this to evaluate a movie.
Yeah.
So
That's a cool idea.
yeah. So stay tuned for that. All right. That's the movie. We're going to close it. When we were in the car yesterday, I said we should pick in advance what our next movie is going to be.
I guess what we didn't do.
So that we,
We
and then
talked
didn't do
about
that.
it. There's some we had some ideas.
Is it Borderlands this week?
Borderlands and Cuckoo come out next week.
Something comes out this weekend.
Oh, that's this weekend. Sorry. This Friday, Borderlands and Cuckoo come out. Next weekend
Is I think it's Alien.
Aliens.
It's Romulus.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather do Cuckoo,
Yeah. Cuckoo
Yeah.
would
but I
be
feel like more people are going to want to see Borderlands.
That's more of the blockbuster pick.
Maybe we'll do a
Yeah.
Facebook poll. Which
Yeah.
movie would you rather us go watch?
Yeah.
And then we'll let the audience
Cuckoo or
decide how we
Borderlands.
waste our money this weekend.
Yeah. I said, do you want to see? Well, I don't know. Cuckoo maybe not be good, but I mean,
It looked good. It looked good.
Borderlands could surprise me,
Cole's
but I'm
just
not a fan of
simp
the.
for A24.
I love me some A24.
If he
Weird
sees the
stuff's
letter
cool.
A and then the numbers 2 and 4 anywhere in the same vicinity,
Heretic
he gets
looks-
a chub.
I'm on board.
He's
Heretic's
just like,
gonna
whoa, whoa.
I mean, listen, they put out good stuff.
Most of the time they do.
At the very least, it's a talking point.
They,
Yes.
there's,
Yes.
even if the movie is like a dumpster fire, you're gonna be talking about it. Cough, cough, men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like Men. But you're right. I can't get that image of that out of my mind.
Midsummer, there's a ton of talking points there.
I love Midsummer. I do love Midsummer. Okay, so Borderlands or Cuckoo probably then. And then my last thing here as we close out, we loosely talked about this in the car. If they do a sequel to this, because it's 2024 and everything has to have and gets a sequel, 1, would you like it to get a sequel? 2, where would you like that sequel to go?
T-shirt guy, obviously.
Sure, guy.
About movie about T-shirt guy?
Yeah.
Is he the hostage? Is he the killer?
He's,
is he
he's
like
coping with his good buddy Cooper being a serial killer.
Is it like maybe he gets roped into it, so now he's
Oh my
shoving
gosh,
people
that-
downstairs,
Ooh,
and
maybe,
it's like
yeah.
a buddy comedy?
Oh my gosh, you know what? I would honestly love that.
I'd be down.
But
That'd be pretty funny.
Cooper and
I real-
T-shirt guy.
Like, seriously, though, I probably wouldn't. I like it that it's just leave it up to your own interpretation kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe like this is copying other movies, but you know, you could do like maybe some he gets recruited or someone else gets recruited, like another killer to get into his mind, and maybe these 2 killers are clashing or something.
Oh.
Maybe I don't know.
Do a prequel.
Suicide Squad. It's like there's a Butcher 2 out there.
Butcher 2.
And we need you to help us catch him.
Maybe there's like maybe do like a crossover with another Psycho movie or something.
Okay.
Hannibal Lecter versus the Butcher.
I think I don't necessarily want a sequel. If they do a sequel, I wouldn't want it to be from his point of view as much. I would really enjoy bring back Night Raven or whatever, have her be like in a mansion or at a bar, and like he's hunting her.
Like
Because
for
she's the one who
revenge,
got
yeah.
him caught. So yes, he's
Took
out
his
for
life away,
revenge.
yeah.
He's hunting her, and have the majority of the movie be from his point of view and the cop's point of view. I think could be mildly interesting, almost like a Scream, like the opening of Scream, kind of, or like The Purge. I think was what I said in the car. Like, I think that could be an interesting movie.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily want it to be this character.
Yeah. I'm not like begging for it, but if he does make one, I would at least my eyebrow would be raised.
Yeah, you
Yes. I'll go,
mew a little bit.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
maybe.
All right. Well, all right. That was Trap. We're probably going to go see Cuckoo or
Borderlands. Or neither. Who will see?
or neither. Maybe they'll pick neither. We'll go
Yeah,
watch
true.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, finally. A year later.
Or what's the one you always want us to do? Iron Claw?
Iron Claw.
Iron Claw. I would
a
like
good
you
movie.
guys to do, I'm pointing to my popcorn bucket, Dune 2.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
That's a fantastic one of the
We
best
need
movies
to
this year.
rewatch it. It's really good. So, all right. Well, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, please share it with your friends. Consider leaving a review and share it on Facebook. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. Hopefully, we'll get some videos up for this one since the 360 shenanigan issue did not work. So we'll see. So thank you for listening and have a good day.
Bye.